I forgot to take my microphone off mute there. Hey, everybody. Good morning. Happy Monday. Hope everyone is doing well. Today is Monday, May 13th, 2024. So hopefully you are well in your part of the world. I am out here on the west coast of the United States, and it is a beautiful, beautiful morning out here. We had a really nice weekend. I've had some really nice walks out in the morning. It's going to get hot out here where I'm at. I know that other parts of the world are very hot right now, but it's going to get pretty warm where I'm at this week. I live in a desert climate, so we tend to have very warm summers. So this week is kind of the start of that warm for the summer. So I'm glad you're visiting with me today. I am Dennis. I'm a chief data scientist with more than 20 years of experience. I'm also a top data science voice on LinkedIn. So happy to be here and answer any questions that people might have on data science or machine learning, generative AI, anything along those lines. I mostly work with executive clients, people who are looking to do more with their data, with their teams, or really just kind of understand the technology in general. So anything you guys want to talk about, feel free. I see that I have about 30 people watching the stream. I'm broadcasting right now on both X and on YouTube. I use StreamYard so I can push out to both of those platforms. So anything I can help you guys with, please let me know. I can see the comments in my setup. I can see the comments from viewers on YouTube. I can't see comments from viewers on X, at least not within my streaming software. But I can see you if you send me just a standard message on X, or if you want to reply to the stream, or send me a message. My DMs are open on X. But happy to interact with you and kind of help you with any questions you might have. I get a variety of questions from all over. I get questions from all over the world, and all kinds of people with different experience with AI and data science. So I think that I can speak to most people's issues. So if you have a question, just let me know. Personally, I have a pretty busy week coming up ahead. I have a couple of clients that I help. I mostly work with them remote. So I help clients with data science strategy, understanding current trends in AI, and really just kind of helping people understand what AI means to their business. People see all the software, all the capabilities of ChatGPT, the images you can create, the different demos or different predictions that people make online. But people want to know what it means for them, right? What does it mean for my business, for my industry? How can I use this? Should I be using this? So that's really kind of what I help a lot of my clients with. And right now I have a couple of clients in different parts of the United States. But on top of that, I also have to do my own work to make sure that I stay informed on the latest, that's going on in AI and whatnot. And we have two significant events coming up this week. So today, Monday the 13th, is a event happening by OpenAI. They have a new product announcement that they're going to push out. And that's happening in just a little bit under 2 hours here. It's going to happen at 10 a.m. my time, which is that would be 1700 on GMT. So whatever that means for your time zone. And then tomorrow, Google's AI department is also going to have a similar product announcement. And I believe that they are also at the same time. They're also at 10 a.m. or 1700 GMT. You might want to double check the time on that, but I'm pretty sure it's the same time. So we have two of those product announcements to look forward to on both Monday and Tuesday. I think that there are a couple of others that are also coming out this week. I believe that Anthropic might also have an event this week. If somebody wants to put that in the comments or send me a message on that, please let me know. But two pretty significant events, or at least potential to be significant, coming up here on Monday, Tuesday. So I've been a little active this morning on social media because people have been asking me for my predictions on what I think is going to happen during today's OpenAI event. So I'd love to hear your predictions if you want to put them in the chat, or if you want to send me a message on X. I'd be happy to take a look at it. Let me know what you think is going to happen today. I think it could be any number of things that are going to happen. Um, I have really two primary predictions, and I'm kind of being slow here because I don't want to bias you guys. I'm trying to give people time to put their opinions in YouTube. I see that we have 45 viewers at this point. So show me a couple predictions. Show me that you guys are out there. If you're on YouTube, please go ahead and post it in the comments and let me know what you think. But basically, what I think is going to be, I'm making two predictions. First prediction, well, actually, let's get something else out of the way because people have been speculating on the search space. I have an article, or excuse me, a video coming out later this week from my Data Science Minute Shorts, where OpenAI is clearly pushing ChatGPT or some sort of product towards the search space. And we know that's true because if you look in their SSL certificates, they've already reserved a search.openai.com domain name within their own certificates. So we know that's coming. So that's why Sam Altman last week was essentially forced to say, yes, we're having an announcement on Monday. No, it's not a search product. So I think that's interesting. He did say that the announcement was going to be something magical. And I think that's key. I think it's key that he said magical. So let me explain why. So the first prediction that I'm willing to make is that it is a voice-activated and responsive AI assistant. I think that there's reasons to believe that they're basically going to add very deep, very significant voice capabilities to ChatGPT. So it's going to be part of their app, and it's going to be basically voice back and forth. You can talk to it, and it'll talk back to you. I think that's potentially what they're going to announce today. But there's a problem with that prediction. And the problem is that I don't think that somebody like Sam Altman would have called that magical, right? Because to your average person on the street, you're just describing an advanced version of Siri, or an advanced version of Alexa, right? Both of those products already do that. So I don't think that that's going to be the release that we should expect today, or maybe not the primary release that we should expect today. What I think they're going to be doing is they're going to be predicting the general release of Sora, perhaps an update to Sora at the same time. Because right now, from what we know about Sora, is it's very powerful, but it's not in wide release, right? They're letting, I think they've said that it's mostly members of the artistic community that have access to Sora. And I believe they have limited access to. I think there's a limit to the length of the clips that they can create and things like that. So I think that the announcement will be something around a general release of Sora, making it much more open. Again, perhaps there's an update. It makes for a great announcement video, right? If they were to open the event with some sort of Sora generated video that just blows everybody away, that's certainly magical, right? Kind of fits that description that Sam Altman had. So I think that all of those things to me point to thinking that it's going to be some sort of Sora wider release. Because we kind of haven't really seen that, right? The people that do have access to Sora, you see a couple things published and it certainly looks cool, but you certainly don't see it as much as you see the images, right? I mean, Gen AI images are basically ubiquitous now. Um, and the videos that are out there, like the talking avatars, the talking pictures, really aren't all that great, right? I'm not going to name the company, but I was looking at one this morning for a company that has a paid service for speaking avatars and things like that, and it just wasn't very good. It was all right, but it wasn't great. So I think that doing something with Sora, something more Gen AI video, right, is certainly something magical, and certainly that's something that could be announced today. I don't have any insider information. I'm not. These are just my own speculations from what I know of their capabilities and my experience of like a product portfolio life cycle, right? How would you put out these products? How would you lay things out? So that's why I think Sora is the next one. A little bit of and by the way, I see that we now have more than 50 people watching the stream. So thank you so much for joining me. If you're enjoying the stream, please click on the subscribe button in YouTube, or go ahead and follow me on X. Yeah, I try to interact as much as possible with people. I try to put out consistent content. So happy that all of you guys are here, and anything I can do to help, please let me know. Um, I'd love to see some more interaction in the comments from you guys if you guys want to participate. I think that I can see comments from YouTube. I can't see them from X, but I am keeping an eye on my notifications. If you see me looking to this to my right side over here, it's because I'm watching my X notifications. So if you guys want to send me some comments or any questions, please let me know. But we're approaching 60 viewers here, so thanks a lot for tuning in. But coming back to the prediction about Sora, a little bit of a tangential prediction that I'm making with that is that it will not be there will probably not be a free tier for Sora. Again, I have no insider information. This is just my own speculation, but something tells me that the compute power required for Sora is just too much. It's just too much for them to give that away on a free tier. One, they'll be hammering the servers, right? If you release people for a free tier on Sora, you're going to see, some massive spikes, right? So, something that very, very few companies have ever seen before, as far as like the load required for that, right? Because who wouldn't want to play around with generative AI video, right? So I just think, that it's going to be something where they're going to make it available to more people. They're going to put a little bit more of a product feel and product interface around it. And they're going to deploy it. And they're going to make it available at least at a couple of their paid levels. So looking forward to seeing what their announcement is. Again, it's at 10 a.m. my time, which is 1700 GMT. So, kind of figure out what that means for you. But it's in a little bit less than 2 hours, hour and a half from now, actually. But those are my predictions. So again, I'm predicting ChatGPT going audio, right? You can talk to it and it'll talk back to you. But again, I don't see that as being their primary announcement, because people will just blow that off and say, well, I already talked to Alexa, right? I mean, that's what people will say. I guess it would be interesting, though, if it talked back to you in a hyper realistic voice, right? Siri and Alexa haven't mastered that, right? Supposedly Google has made a lot of advancements in voices that, when tested by humans, they can't be differentiated between a human voice and an AI generated voice. So maybe that would be an interesting announcement if OpenAI did that, like a hyper realistic human voice. But again, I think that their primary announcement today is going to be around Sora. I think the focus is going to be on generative video, right? Because we've seen generative text with ChatGPT over the last year, ChatGPT and Claude and Llama and all those over the last year, but we haven't seen a lot out of video. So I would not be surprised if that was the case. So we'll see what happens. Um, but yeah, it's coming up here in about 90 minutes or so. So we are over the 60 user mark. So that's fantastic. Thanks a lot for joining, guys. Um, Please, feel free to jump on YouTube, jump on my stream on YouTube, and uh, send me some questions, or feel free to pop something into the comments there. I should be able to see it over on StreamYard. If you send me something good, I can actually put it up on the screen for everyone to see. So that could be a lot of fun if you guys want to do that. So go ahead and send me some comments. I'm watching my notifications on X. And by the way, if you don't have any predictions or any questions, just go ahead and just send me a comment. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know what part of the world you're watching from. I like to localize my content as much as possible, depending on where people are watching. I try to post content at various hours to make it convenient for people all around the world to see my content. So just let me know, where you're watching from, and what you work in. If if I get questions from a lot of students, so if you're a student in data science, that's okay. Feel free to let me know that, and where you're studying and what you're studying. I have a video guide online for data science students that's becoming more and more popular. So let me know what you're up to. If you'd like to talk in private, there are also ways to reach me on my profile. You can reach me via Upwork if you're US based. If you rather reach me via an app, I am an expert on Minect. That's Minnect. That's the new product being put out by the Valuetainment folks, the Patrick Bet David folks. I'm one of their experts on that app. I have a 5-star rating with more than 7 engagements on there with their clients. So feel free to reach me there. You can hire me by the minute there, or you can just send me a text message via the app, and I always reply within 12 hours maximum, usually within 2 hours. But happy to help you guys with anything you need. So, just let me know how you're doing on this Monday. Let me know what you're coming this week. Are you going to watch the OpenAI announcement? Do you not care? Let me know what you think, and what you're up to. Like I said, if I look over here, it's because I'm watching my notifications. There seems to be a lot of activity this morning. I always watch the trending topics on X, and there are some trending topics around Tesla and the fully self-driving capabilities, or the FSD capabilities. And there was a little bit of back and forth. Now, just for full disclosure, because I don't want my bias to become your bias, but I will share that I have been a bear on FSD capabilities for quite a long time. I'm very pessimistic on our ability to actually reach a fully automated state, what's known as a level 5 of driving automation. There's different levels that the automation of cars is going through, and level 5 is I shouldn't say that they're going through. Some of these levels have been defined by the governments, by the driving authorities here in the U.S. to define how autonomous a car is. And in most cases, the top level is known as level 5, and that's a car that is fully autonomous. You get in, you can sit in the back seat if you want to. The car does everything. There's no need for you to be in a driver's seat. There's no need for you to kind of be close to take the wheel or anything like that. That's for the other levels. But level 5 is considered fully autonomous driving, and obviously that's Tesla's goal, to reach that fully autonomous state. So there's been some discussion this morning about the the great advancements, if you will, that Tesla has done towards FSD. And some people clearly believe that FSD is now a reality. It's just a matter of implementation. We just need more cars with it, so on and so forth. I personally, again, am very pessimistic that we can reach full automation. I posted a couple of comments in those threads based on that, because I guess I just have a basic question about it. of, well, why haven't they implemented it to this point? Like, why has it been so slow in rolling out? Right? I mean, Tesla didn't start working on full automation yesterday. I'm trying to think about how long Tesla has been working on an FSD. I know that I wrote an article back in the middle of 2017. I want to say the summer of 2017. I wrote an article, again, expressing my pessimism for self-driving cars. If you guys remember, if you were working in data science or reading articles back then, I believe it was in early 2017 or late 2016 that Tesla had its first fatality in a self-driving vehicle. I remember that it happened. I remember this because I wrote an article about it, and I also did a follow-up presentation to some of my colleagues about it. But it happened in Florida. It happened on a highway in Florida where the Tesla was driving down a highway, and it was a highway that had a lot of intersections to factories. And it just so happened that a truck was coming out of a factory, and the truck had just been washed, and it was white. So the truck was pulling in perpendicular to the traffic as the Tesla was driving down the highway. And because the truck was white and newly washed, to the Tesla, it looked like it acted as a reflective surface, basically, because it was white and washed. So it acted as a reflective surface that the Tesla did not distinguish as being a truck or an obstruction in the roadway. It saw it as road. And unfortunately, the Tesla did drive right into the side of the truck, and the driver did die in that. So that was Tesla. So it made international news, really, not just national, international news, because it was the first fatality in a self-driving vehicle. So I put that to illustrate that Tesla did not start working on this recently. To their credit, they have been pioneers in it, but it has been a while. I mean, I'm telling you a story that's from almost 7 years ago now. Yeah, it would have been about 7 years ago now. So you're welcome to look up that story. But it was, I'm positive that it was in 2017, in early 2017, that this story happened. So that's a long time ago, as far as how long they've been working out this. And I know that they've had challenges along the way. There's been some articles and case studies written about that. If I remember right, there was a lot of debate for a long time within Tesla about should they be using a system that is based on cameras and image processing, or should it be based on sensors, right? You can use LiDAR sensors to kind of help you figure out where things are. Or you just could be taking pictures, right, all around and taking apart the pictures via image processing algorithms. So that debate apparently was significant in Tesla for a very long time. So it took them a while to settle on that. So why hasn't it been solved? That's still a long time ago. 7 years is a long time. A lot of advancements have been made in those 7 years. OpenAI was born within those last 7 years, right? So I think that there's just a good practical question of, well, why hasn't it been released yet? Why haven't we solved that problem yet? And to me, that answer lies in the dynamic nature of driving, right? There's different weather conditions, different road conditions. Roads vary from, the roads you're going to find on the West Coast of the United States are different than the East Coast of the United States, which are different than other countries and other parts of the world and whatnot. I just recently had a data science minute on a Waymo taxi that swerved to avoid some electric unicyclists that were in front of them. So those things happen when you're driving. How many training hours have the car's algorithms undergone that simulated electric unicyclists in front of them? Probably not very many, right? So these are the types of things that I worry about in terms of, well, these things are going to happen. That there's times when you're on a road that you've driven 10 times before, but the next time you drive it, there's construction and they have cones out, and now there's a new traffic pattern. You know, these are things that we quickly process as humans. We can quickly modify ourselves, but can an algorithm quickly adjust like that too? Maybe it can, maybe it can't, right? Um, I also worry about the announcements that you see from these companies where, they say, oh, well, our cars have 1 million miles driven or whatnot. But those miles can come at a form of bias, right? The miles have an inherent form of bias depending on where you choose to train those miles. Waymo has a massive presence in Phoenix, Arizona, here in the United States. For those of you that don't know the United States or don't know Phoenix, I don't think that's a mistake that they're in Phoenix, right? Phoenix has very sunny weather. They get very little rain throughout the year. The majority of your days, 98% of your days in Phoenix are going to be sunny. It's one of the newest cities in the US. So they have the newest, cleanest, widest roads, the newest highways in the US. They don't have these like road complications like toll booths, right? Toll booths aren't really a thing on the West Coast of the United States. They are on the East Coast. There's a lot more toll booths on the East Coast than there are on the West Coast. Your country may have toll booths or it may not. The design of those toll booths varies also, right? So how are the cars going to handle those types of things? How are they going to handle differing weather and night conditions and things like that, right? There's a reason why, Waymo didn't start in the middle of New York City, as an example, right? New York City is very crowded, much more narrow roads. They have toll booths. It's a nightmare from a machine learning perspective, right? So I'm very cautious when I hear about these companies that tout their training in miles, because driving is just so dynamic. There's so many conditions to it, right? So I'll stop there because I don't want to feel like I'm ranting about about the self-driving cars, but it's something that I do feel strongly about. That we're at some point we're going to have to accept that maybe, just maybe, there are some problems that are not solvable. But I see that we have more than 70 viewers now, so really appreciate that you guys are here. Send me something in the comments to let me know that you're out there, and any questions that you might have. Happy to look at your questions. And like I said, if you send me something good, I'll post it up on the screen for everybody to see. So feel free to say hello if you'd like. So yes, I'm looking again at my notifications here, and I'm not going to put the name out there because I don't want to out anybody. But somebody replied to, again, keeping on this theme of the Tesla FSD. Somebody replied, well, let me set that up. I replied saying that maybe this is a problem that can't be solved, or why hasn't it been solved yet? And the person's reply was, it can't be solved because AI is a myth and AGI is a dragon that AI theists chase every day. Okay, so appreciate the reply. In fact, I'm going to put a like on that reply. However, I'm not sure if I'm completely on board with that. He's certainly, able to have his own opinions. Obviously, I don't think that AI is a myth. AGI is a dragon that AI theists chase every day. I don't believe that, because AGI, I think, is achievable in some degree, right? Maybe not perfection, but to some degrees, it can be achievable. But what I do mostly have an issue with is that, guess what? I mean, fully self-driving vehicles, that's not AI. That's not an AI problem. It's actually a machine learning problem. Can you apply some aspects of AI to it? Maybe, kind of, sort of. I mean, maybe not generative AI, right? Because you don't really need to generate a whole lot of things while you're driving a car like that, at least not from an algorithmic perspective. So I don't think it's going to be generative AI that you can add to it. You can do some AI like things in the background. Um, when you're not when you're AI has many facets, right? And when you're not doing generative AI like ChatGPT, like a Dolly, like a Stable Diffusion, um, AI, one of the definitions, and there could be others. I'm open that there could be others. But one of the definitions of AI is that it's an algorithm that can train itself. It's an algorithm that can learn from its own mistakes and train itself on an automated basis. So in theory, you could have a machine learning algorithm that has a feedback loop that trains itself and trains itself, creates its own training data set. It uh, runs through its own training cycle with its own number of epochs, does hyperparameter searching, all that stuff. Learning algorithm that does that, it counts as generative as an AI. So could they be doing that in their algorithms for the vehicles? Yeah, they could. They could be doing that. Um, it's not very practical, right? Because you're probably not going to be doing that at the car level, right? You're not going to have cars running their own epochs and their own training algorithms. That's probably not going to end well, and there's probably not enough processing power within the cars to do that, right? And then you'd have different versions of algorithms within the cars, and that gets weird. So they you could be doing something as far as pushing out the different uh, sorry, you could be doing it at Tesla, right? Like at some sort of like centralized processing where you could be using those feedback loops to go ahead and train the new algorithm and call that AI. But the cars themselves are really not running AI algorithms. It's really a machine learning problem, right? They're going to look at an image, assuming they're using image processing. They're going to look at an image. They're going to figure out what the images contain. That's a cyclist. That's a pedestrian. That's a red light I'm coming up on, and kind of work in that way. That's a machine learning problem. That's not really an AI problem, right? And really, they should be machine learning items because machine learning is fast enough to be able to handle that. AI may not be fast enough to handle that. I mean, I think most of you that are watching have probably used ChatGPT. ChatGPT is not particularly fast, right? It's not terribly fast. So yeah, I think that the response that I received here is pretty good. Obviously somebody who's passionate about their views, and that's great. But to view the FSD cars as being an AI problem or rooted in AI is probably not accurate. So I may reply to this person with some notion of that. But yeah, I mean, it seems like there's been quite a few different things that have been very active on the Twitter chains or on the X chains to start off the week. So again, I'm Dennis from Data Science with Dennis, Chief Data Scientist with more than 20 years of experience. Happy to see that we have quite a few viewers on the stream. So again, if there's something I can help you with, you just want to participate, kind of, just let me know how you're doing. Feel free to put the comments in YouTube or send me a message over on X. Unfortunately, with X, you can't. There is no chat function within the X live stream. I really hope they add that at some point. It seems silly that they don't have it. But I can see your comments on StreamYard. I can see your comments more specifically if you are on YouTube. So feel free to send me some comments there. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know what your predictions are for the OpenAI announcement. What do you think that they're going to announce? I've already shared my announcements or my predictions. I think that they're going to talk about uh, ChatGPT going fully voice or having the option for fully voice or full audio. And I think that they will also do some announcements around Sora and making Sora available for general release. But let me know that you're out there. Let me know what you're thinking. Today kicks off my week of streaming. I have pledged to do streaming every day at the same time, every day this week, Monday through Friday. So if you're enjoying the stream, you're welcome to join me at the same time. I started this stream today at 1500 GMT. So whatever that means for you in your time zone, I think that this is a good time for most people. If not, let me know. Send me a comment. Let me know what's a better time for this stream. But yeah, I'm going to be doing it Monday through Friday. I'm calling it my chief data scientist office hours. You know how like when you were in college, the professors would have office hours. You can come in and they would just basically sit and be available, right? So you're welcome to come in. Let me know who you work for or what your latest project is or what you're studying in school. Because again, I do get a lot of questions and comments from students. Yeah, but just let me know how you're doing. And I'll do my best to try to answer your questions and try to help you. But I'm not seeing too many comments right now. So would really love to interact with all of you more. So feel free to pop something in. Otherwise, I think I'm going to start wrapping up the stream. But, really happy that all of you have joined and hopefully you got something out of this, even though these are all just my own opinions, me just sharing my bias with you. But, it's good to hear other people's opinions. So if you want to share what you're thinking, please let me know. I'm happy to read your thoughts. And like I said, if you send me something good, I'll put it up on the screen for everybody to see. But otherwise, I think I'm going to start wrapping up. Really glad you're here. Really looking forward to today's OpenAI announcement. That's going to be in just a little bit over an hour from now. So again, whatever that means for your time zone, I think they said they're going to be streaming it on their OpenAI website. So that's where you would go for the stream. And I'll be streaming again tomorrow morning where we can talk about what they announced. We can also talk about the Google announcement tomorrow, which is happening at the same time. So feel free to send me your predictions for that. But yeah, really happy that you guys have spent some time with me. I'm seeing more than 70 views on my screen here. So if I've helped you in some way, or if you want to get alerted to future videos and streams, I post content nearly every day. Please feel free to subscribe to my channel or follow my account on X. Feel free to add a like to this stream. And again, I will be streaming Monday through Friday this week. So if you want to tune in tomorrow during the same time, I will be here. And I look forward to talking to you guys again. I'll see you next time.